Welcome to our channel. Today we are going to study a part of biology known as spinal cord diseases. We are going to study this part with questions and answers for a better understanding. The first question we have here says, the abnormal narrowing of one or more spaces within the spinal canal leading to pressure on the spinal cord is best described as dash. A. Meningitis. B. Spinal stenosis. C. Encephalitis. D. Hepatitis. In this question, the correct answer is B. Spinal stenosis. Spinal stenosis is the abnormal narrowing of one or more spaces within the spinal canal, leading to pressure on the spinal cord. This spinal stenosis is one of the problems of the spinal cord. The next question says, which of the following is a symptom of spinal stenosis? A. Pain. B. Weakness in the leg. C. Difficulty in standing. D. All of the above. In this question, the correct answer is D. All of the above. There are many symptoms of this problem called spinal stenosis. Studies have shown that when an individual is suffering from this problem, he or she will experience body pain, there will be weakness in the leg, and there will also be difficulty in standing. All these things are various symptoms of this problem called spinal stenosis in humans. The next question says, a disease in which a cyst forms within the spinal cord is called dash. A. Syringomelia. B. Encephalitis. C. Malaria. D. Typhoid fever. In this question, the correct answer is A. Syringomelia. Syringomelia is a disease in which a cyst forms within the spinal cord. It's a disease in which a structure known as syrinx or cyst forms within the spinal cord. And when this cyst forms within the spinal cord, it will affect the activities of the spinal cord. It will affect the way spinal cord function. The next question says, which of the following is a symptom of syringomelia? A. Loss of sense of temperature. B. Loss of sense of pain. C. Stiffness in the back. D. All of the above. In this question, the correct answer is D. All of the above. Studies have shown that when an individual is suffering from this spinal cord disease known as syringomelia, he or she will experience loss of sense of temperature. So in this situation, that person will not feel something that is hot or cold, and the sense of pain will also be lost. There will be stiffness in the back of that individual. All these things are various symptoms of this spinal cord disease known as syringomelia. The next question says, Thebes dorsalis is a spinal cord disorder caused by the late stage of dash? A. Malaria. B. Syphilis. C. Diarrhea. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is B. Syphilis. There is another problem of the spinal cord called Thebes dorsalis. This Thebes dorsalis is a spinal cord disorder caused by the late stage of a disease known as syphilis. Research have shown that that syphilis is a bacterial disease, and this syphilis is transmitted by a species of bacteria called Treponema pallidum. So when this syphilis is left untreated for a long time, it can result to this problem called Thebes dorsalis. In most situations, this syphilis, or once this syphilis advances or reach to a stage that it is not treated, if it reaches a late stage in an individual, it will now cause this problem called Thebes dorsalis. And this Thebes dorsalis is one of the problems of spinal cord. The next question says, Thebes dorsalis of the spinal cord is characterized by dash. A. Body pain. B. Joint deterioration. C. Stomach cramps. D. All of the above. In this question, the correct answer is D. All of the above. Studies have shown that when an individual is suffering from these Thebes dorsalis of the spinal cord, he or she will experience body pain. There will be joint deterioration. The joint of that individual will not function very well. There will also be stomach cramps. All these things are the things associated with the spinal cord problem called Thebes dorsalis. The next question says, Brown-Sequard syndrome is the dash lesions of the spinal cord. A. Complete lesions of the spinal cord. B. Incomplete lesions of the spinal cord. C. Zero lesions of the spinal cord. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is B. Incomplete lesions of the spinal cord. There is another spinal cord problem called Brown-Sequard syndrome. Studies have shown that this Brown-Sequard syndrome is the incomplete lesions of the spinal cord. So when an individual is suffering from this problem, there will be lesions or wounds at some parts of the spinal cord of that individual. So Brown-Sequard syndrome is the incomplete lesions of the spinal cord. The next question says, Brown-Sequard syndrome is also known as dash. A. Blue-Sequard paralysis. B. Brown-Sequard paralysis. C. Green-yellow paralysis. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is B. Brown-Sequard paralysis. This spinal cord disorder called Brown-Sequard syndrome is also regarded as Brown-Sequard paralysis. The next question says, In adults, a tumor of the epithelial tissue of the spinal cord is best described as dash A. Epidymoma, B. Meningitis, C. Typhoid fever, D. Malaria. In this question, the correct answer is A. Epidymoma. Epidymoma is a tumor of the epithelial tissue of the spinal cord. The next question says, a condition in which the spinal cord of a developing baby fails to develop properly is called dash A. Spina bifida, B. Hemolysis, C. Osmosis, D. Parenchyma. In this question, the correct answer is A. Spina bifida. Spina bifida is a condition in which the spinal cord of a developing baby fails to develop properly. When this thing occurs, that baby will experience a lot of problem when he or she is born. So a situation whereby the spinal cord of a baby fails to develop properly during the development of that baby in the womb is best described as spina bifida. The next question says, spina bifida is also known as dash A. Split spine, B. Parenchyma, C. Xylem, D. Phloem. In this question, the correct answer is A. Split spine. This problem, known as spina bifida, is also regarded as split spine. The next question says, which of the following is true about spinal muscular atrophy? A. It is a genetic disorder. B. It leads to muscle weakness. C. All of the above. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is C. All of the above. There is another spinal cord disorder called spinal muscular atrophy. Studies have shown that this problem is a genetic disorder and it leads to muscle weakness. All these things are facts about this problem called spinal muscular atrophy. The next question says, spinal muscular atrophy is one of the fatal disorders in infants. A. True. B. False. C. All of the above. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is A. True. This spinal muscular atrophy is one of the fatal diseases in infants. The next question says, the mildest form of spina bifida is dash A. Spina bifida occulta, B. Spina bifida apata, C. All of the above, D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is A. spina bifida occulta. Studies have shown that the mildest form of this spinal cord issue known as spina bifida is the one known as spina bifida occulta, and studies have shown that this spina bifida occulta can occur without even showing some symptoms in that individual. If this is the first time you are watching our video, if this is the first time you are joining this channel, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel so that you can study other topics that we have treated in many of our videos. You can also ask your questions in this channel.